The morning sun poured through the windows of the warm living room as Emma sat on the floor, playing with the 4-year-old twins, Lily and Sophie. At 27, Emma had been their nanny for 3 months, and she'd never felt happier in any job before. The girls were lively, curious, and full of joy. Their father, David, was a gentle single parent who clearly adored his daughters. Emma wore simple outfits and carried herself with the calm confidence of someone who truly enjoyed caring for children. Yet she hadn't shared everything about her past when David hired her. Emma was the daughter of the CEO of Harris Industries, and she had grown up with comfort and wealth. But she chose to work as a nanny to gain real-world experience before stepping into her family's business. "Miss Emma, can you help me with this puzzle?" Lily asked, holding a piece that didn't seem to fit. "Of course, sweetheart. Sometimes we just have to try different ways before the right one works," Emma replied kindly. She had realized that taking care of children required creativity, patience, and problem-solving, skills her business studies never taught her. More importantly, she had discovered joy in simple moments and real connections. Far away from the competitive corporate world she had grown up in, David soon appeared in the doorway, wearing khakis and a plain white shirt, ready to leave for his job as a software engineer at a mid-sized tech company. "Girls, I'll be back around 6. Emma, there's money on the counter if you want to take them out for lunch. We'll be fine. Mr. Patterson, the girls and I were planning to visit the park later this afternoon," Emma answered politely. Emma always made sure to keep clear boundaries with David, though she respected him deeply for his devotion to his daughters and his efforts to balance work and single parenthood. She knew he managed carefully with his budget, making sure his girls never felt they were missing out despite the financial pressure. "Miss Emma," Sophie asked once David had left, "why don't you have a fancy car like the other mommies at school?" Emma hesitated for a moment, realizing her attempt to fit into a modest lifestyle had worked, maybe too well. "People have different amounts of money, Sophie. What matters is how we take care of each other. But Daddy says you're really smart. And smart people usually have lots of money," the child replied with innocence. Emma smiled gently. "Being smart means different things. Your daddy is very smart too. He uses his skills to build computer programs that help people. That's far more valuable than fancy cars." As the weeks went by, Emma realized her feelings for David and his daughters had grown stronger than she expected. She loved their bedtime stories, their cheerful talks about school, and their innocent way of looking at the world. One afternoon, while the girls were napping, David came home early with a troubled look. "Emma, I need to tell you something. The company is going through layoffs, and I might lose my position. I wanted to give you early notice in case I can't continue to afford your help." Emma's heart sank, not because of her job, but because she had grown to care so much about the family's well-being. "David, I'm really sorry. Is there anything I can do?" she asked. "You've already done more than enough," he said softly. "You've given the girls stability and love, and you've let me focus on work without worrying. I just hate that this might disturb their routine." That evening, Emma made a choice that would change everything. She called her father and asked him to meet for dinner. "Dad, I need to tell you about the work I've been doing." Charles Harrison listened carefully as Emma explained her time as a nanny, her growing bond with the Patterson family, and her worries about David's uncertain job. "Emma, you've been working as a nanny for 3 months without telling me? I wanted to learn what it truly means to work for a living, to be responsible for someone else's children, and to earn my place in the world," she admitted. "And what have you learned?" Charles asked. "I've learned that the most meaningful work isn't always the most profitable," Emma said firmly. "I've discovered how much I love supporting families, and I believe our company could do more to help working parents." Charles studied his daughter's face and saw a spark of passion he had never noticed when she spoke about traditional business roles. "Emma, what exactly are you suggesting?" "Harrison Industries should start a corporate childcare program, and I think we should look into acquiring or partnering with David's company before the layoffs happen. You want me to make business choices based on your personal feelings for your employer? I want you to make decisions based on good people doing innovative work who simply need the right support and resources, Emma replied confidently. 2 weeks later, Emma sat in the Patterson living room while David read the acquisition offer from Harrison Industries in disbelief. Emma, this is unbelievable. They're not only buying the company, they're expanding it and giving current employees promotion opportunities. Emma's chest tightened. She had dreaded this moment, knowing she would finally need to reveal her true identity. David, there's something I need to tell you about how this all happened. What do you mean? He asked. I'm Emma Harrison. My father is Charles Harrison, the CEO of Harrison Industries. David froze in shock. You're Charles Harrison's daughter, but you're a nanny. I am a nanny, and I love this job. But I'm also someone who saw that your company was doing excellent work and deserved more support than you were receiving. Why didn't you tell me the truth? David asked, still stunned. Because I wanted you to value me for how I cared for your daughters, not for my family name. And because I needed to experience what real work and real relationships felt like. Nearby, Lily and Sophie looked up from their coloring books with puzzled expressions. Miss Emma, will you still be our nanny? Lily asked with concern. Emma knelt down beside them. Do you want me to keep being your nanny? Yes, both girls answered eagerly. Then that's exactly what I'll do, Emma said with a smile. And now I'll also be able to help other families too. 6 months later, Emma stood proudly in the newly opened Harrison Industries Family Center, watching children play while their parents worked in the offices next door. Her time as a nanny had led her to design and manage the company's full-scale family support program. David had been promoted to head of software development and had become Emma's closest partner in building initiatives that supported work-life balance. Their professional collaboration had blossomed into something deeper as they found shared values about family and meaningful work. Emma, David said as they watched Lily and Sophie laugh with other children, do you ever regret not telling me the truth from the start? Never, Emma answered softly. If I had told you who I was, you would have treated me differently, and I would never have learned what I needed to learn about myself. What did you discover? He asked. I learned that the most important work is often the least recognized. Raising children requires skills no business school can teach. And I realized that money without purpose means nothing. Emma had come to understand that her privileged background could be used to create opportunities for families like David's, instead of simply keeping her advantages to herself. The nanny job that began as a learning exercise had transformed into her calling, the base for a career, and a family built on real love and shared values. If this story of finding purpose through service and authentic connection inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe. Support us as we continue sharing tales about using privilege to uplift others and discovering love through genuine care and shared values.